Hello, all. It's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces, High Priestess. I am here tonight for another one of my missing mysteries. I do hope everyone is doing well and feeling well on tonight. I just want to tell you all that before we get started. Tonight's missing mystery is going to be for April Jean Bailey. She was 36 at the time, and she is from a place called NASHUA, New Hampshire. Okay? So that is who I'm doing the missing mystery on tonight. I'm just saging my area right now, doing some cleansing, making sure all negative energy is out of my area right now. Okay, guys? Okay. Okay, you all. So, like I said, this missing mystery is for April Jean Bailey. And this is her right here, if you all can see that. This is April. Okay, and she's been a missing person since January the 15th of 2020. She is missing from Nashua, New Hampshire. Her date of birth is October 7th, 1983. Her hair is black. Her eyes are blue. She was about 5'3" tall. She weighed about 130 pounds. She is female. She is white and or Caucasian, whichever you prefer. And she is said to have the following scars. Sorry, guys. She is said to have the following scars and marks on her body, um, which is a butterfly tattoo on her shoulder, as well as a tattoo of the word, I believe it's Damien, that's on her right ankle. Okay? So as you all can see, I did a little bit of a different setup on tonight. I just kind of wanted to do something a little different, okay? So I already laid some spirit messages. I'm going to pull some extra cards if need to. But let me give you all the quick backstory of everything that's going on pertaining to the situation. Now, the remarks that was made pertaining to April Bailey is as follows. Um, April Bailey is the mother of three children and has ties to Boston, Massachusetts, as well as, I believe it's Glens Falls, New York. Okay? And that was all as far as the remarks. Now, pertaining to the actual situation, the Boston Division of the FBI and the Nashua, New Hampshire Police Department are seeking the public's assistance in locating April Jean Bailey. She was 36 at the time, and she's from Nashua, New Hampshire. She was last seen in the early evening hours of January the 15th of 2020, leaving her apartment at 45 Lynn Street in Nashua while carrying trash outside her residence. So I suppose they were trying to say that she was basically, taking her trash to the dumpster in her apartment complex, and that was the last time she was seen. And they claimed that this was on January the 15th of 2020. They also say that at the time she was wearing slippers, which were like house shoes, okay, black sweatpants, and a big black jacket with fur around the hood. Okay, guys, so I'm going to talk with you all first about the red flags that, kind of pops up to me when, just looking over this situation, okay? Because some things just kind of stood out to me. First of all, I'm like, was somebody at home Or did somebody, see her on that day to give that detailed of what she had on? Also, she is said, because, they just basically gave it a description of everything she had on. First of all, she only had on house shoes. Okay, so, most women don't really go very far in just their house shoes, okay? She had on some very casual clothes, which was some black sweatpants, and it obviously was cold outside. It was January, so she had on a heavier coat, which is similar to the coat that she had on the picture that I showed you all. But the suspicion I have around this is because this was said to have taken place early evening. Okay, now red flag for me, when you say early evening, I'm thinking anywhere from around 2 to 5 p.m. Okay, early evening hours, which means it's still daylight outside. Around those times, you have kids getting out of school, people getting off of work or going to work, for those of them who work like evening shifts and stuff like that. In the daytime like that, you have a lot of traffic coming and going, especially in and out of apartment complex, because no matter how big the apartment complex it is, they're apartments, so it's a little bit more compact. So with this being daylight, you understand what I'm saying? She left out of the house carrying trash, which means she was only going to the dumpster in the apartment complex, allegedly. Okay, however, and then possibly just going right back to her house. But obviously, they're making it seem like that didn't happen, like she left out to take out the trash and she was never seen or heard from ever again. And I find this highly suspicious. Another thing, when I look at April, I immediately knew that she had some substance abuse issues. I could just totally tell. Um, um, Not to just, speak ill of her like that, but I could tell that she had substance abuse issues. If it was nothing more than, smoking marijuana or, drinking alcohol. Marijuana is legal in some areas. And alcohol is perfectly legal. But she could have had, a prescription and taken prescription pills, or she could have been on something, a street drug that was a little heavier. I just clearly was able to tell that she had some kind of substance abuse type issues from looking at her. Also, when I started getting visions about her, I literally seen her like, and what made me think, you know, was she meeting up with, say, the weed guy, or her drug dealer or something like that? And she was just going to kill two birds with one stone. And while she was taking out her trash, she was going to, meet with him, re up, or something like that, or whatever. Because when I got the visions of her, which was, kind of different than the images I've seen of her, um, I seen her eyes very low, like woozy, like hazy, like how a person would look if they were high or if they were under the influence. So it automatically made me think, like, does she have substance abuse issues? Was she in fact going outside to, say, meet her, her weed guy, or the drug guy, or whatever, and just was going to take out her trash on the way? The next thing I said, I'm like, it's broad daylight, okay? I'm like, who takes a full grown woman in broad daylight in a compact apartment complex where plenty of people are coming and going? People are liable to have their blinds open, their curtains open. People are liable to be coming in and out. It's daytime. This is apartment complex. So the likelihood of somebody snatching a grown woman off the street in broad daylight, not even really on the street, within an apartment complex, and nobody seen anything, was like slim to none. So after I thought about the drug theory, that maybe she was just taking her trash out at the time, as she was going to meet somebody to re up, or maybe to see a friend or something like that. I said, well, maybe on her way back to her apartment, maybe there's some type of a predator who lives in an apartment and maybe lured her in their apartment, or grabbed her up as she was walking by. That would have been easily to do without somebody seeing. Because, like I said, this is broad daylight. They said early evening. So, early evening, if you're talking afternoon, most people would say between noon and 2 would be around afternoon times. Okay, when you say early evening, you're possibly talking around between 3 and 5. Okay, and so it's still well lit outside and everything. So I'm like, those were the two things that stood out to me the most. I had this overwhelmingly feeling that whatever happened to her, it happened to her by somebody she knew. Okay, whether it was a confidant, a friend, a family member, somebody in the apartment complex, somebody close, somebody that she knew, was what I seen automatically. And like I said, when I got the visions of her. It wasn't anything in particular at first. What stood out to me is that her eyes looked so gazy and gloomy like. And I could immediately, tell that she has had substance abuse issues before. So, those were the red flags that stood out for me. Of course, you all know that I did do a spirit reading for her as well. Um, and so I'm going to get into this reading with you all. If there are any extra messages that come out, I'm going to pull those for her as well. Okay. So of course, since the information was just kind of vague, I just went off a limb and I just ask some basic questions until I get a flow of information, and then I basically kind of piggyback off of previous questions to know what to ask my spirit guides next. So I just started off plain and simple. I asked my spirit guides, is April Bailey still alive? My spirit guides tell me no. Okay, so at this point we know that she is no longer with us. She is deceased. So this further lets me know that there was somebody there in that apartment complex that did something to her. Somebody close, somebody that she knows. This is what that tells me automatically. Okay. The next question I asked is what was April Bailey abducted by someone that she knew? My spirit guides tell me that no, she was not abducted. Okay, considering the fact that my spirit guides tell me that she was not abducted, this lets me know that she was not taken out of that apartment complex. She didn't leave from that apartment complex on her own, and she was not taken, by anybody from that apartment complex. Okay. So next I asked, did April Bailey get in the car with someone? Just to clarify, because I already asked what she abducted and I got a no. So surely I should get a no if she got in a car with somebody, because that would have meant that she would have left, or she would at least sat in somebody's car for a moment, like if she was meeting up with a friend or whomever. Yeah, exactly like I thought. So my spirit guides tell me no. Okay, she did not get in anybody's car. She didn't, not to sit in somebody's car briefly for a moment to talk to them, not to get into anybody's car to leave the her residence or anything. I asked my spirit guides, did a neighbor lure April Bailey in their apartment? My spirit guides told me no. Okay, so that debunked those theories there, as well. Sorry, guys, I'm pulling some other oracle cards for this reading, and I just stopped to look at that. Okay. So my spirit guides tell me that she was not lured in somebody else's apartment or anything like that. I asked my spirit guides, was April Bailey addicted to any drugs or alcohol? My spirit guides do tell me yes. She was indeed, she did indeed have substance abuse issues, as well as, alcoholism type of, issues. I can't necessarily say how severe. You know, sometimes people are able to do the drug, you know, or whatever. And that's so crazy because that's the card that came up here. Y'all, if the lighting is kind of funky, I do apologize. Maybe I need to put the lighting on the other side so you all can see better. Um, Hold on just a minute, guys. Let me try to fix the lighting because I'm going to show you the cards, but I want you to be able to see them. Just a moment. Okay, you all. I think I have the lighting better for you all now, so you can see a little bit better. I have my tripod on the other side, and for some reason, it made it look a little darker. Like, but anyway, so I got it right. Okay, so I left off by telling you all that I asked my spirit guides, did a neighbor lure April Bailey in their apartment? My spirit guides told me no. I asked my spirit guides, was April Bailey addicted to any drugs or alcohol? My spirit guides tell me yes. I asked my spirit guides, did someone hurt or harm April Bailey? My spirit guides tell me yes. Okay. I asked my spirit guides on the day April Bailey left out of her apartment to take her garbage out, did she make it to the dumpster? My spirit guides tell me no. I asked my spirit guides, was April Bailey on her way back to her apartment from the dumpster when she went missing? My spirit guides tell me no. Okay. Also, my spirit guides did let me know pertaining to those last two questions that was a falsified story. My spirit guides are specifically telling me that that was a made up story, or if it did happen, it happened on another day, not on the day that April was reported missing, is how I'm hearing it. So I believe whoever was nearest and dearest to April gave that statement to authorities when reporting her missing. Because, like I'm saying, y'all, it's highly likely, and this is what I was saying in the beginning, it's highly likely that a woman walks outside of her apartment a couple of feet, you know, with her trash in hand, and just walking a couple of feet to the dumpster, throw it in, and walk back in the apartment, and she's a full grown woman and completely disappear. You understand me? Like, if this was a little kid, you know, whose, you know, mother or father sent them out to go, you know, throw the trash out and, you know, they didn't make it back in the house. Okay, this is a kid. You know, it could have been some predator lurking around. You understand what I mean? But this is a full grown woman. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's not going to be so easy to just grab a full grown woman in her own apartment complex where plenty of other people is coming and going. It's broad daylight. First of all, an adult is going to fight you a little harder if you try to snatch them. A little kid, you know what I'm saying? It's different body type. They're lightweight, you know. So that just didn't make sense to me. But my spirit guide specifically told me that that was a falsified story. Um, anyway, as far as her leaving out of the house, and because it was too specific, it was like she left at out the house early evening, and it was very detailed as to what she had on. She was going outside with and had the trash in hand, and you know, and that was it. And then she disappeared. She never came back in the house. Like it was just. It was too much. You know what I'm saying? So, but my spirit guides did specifically tell me that that information was falsified. I asked my spirit guides, is April Bailey still in NASHUA, New Hampshire? My spirit guides told me yes. I asked my spirit guides, did April Bailey's family do anything to hurt her? My spirit guides tell me yes. I asked my spirit guides, if someone in April Bailey's family killed her, my spirit guides tell me yes. Okay? Um, Hold on, guys. Let me get this other deck real quick. I'm still pulling extra messages for you all. So, like I said, my spirit guides at this point, like I said, because everything else was way too suspicious and way unlikely for a full grown adult in the situation. So, I knew whatever happened, it had to happen by somebody that she was familiar with and that she knew. You understand? So after I was able to exclude a neighbor or somebody that, somebody else like that, I was clearly told that she was hurt and or harmed by someone that she considered family or in her family or somebody that she lived with. And as well as my spirit guides confirmed that not only they hurt her, or because hurt and harm doesn't necessarily mean killed, you understand, but my spirit guides told me that this individual also killed her. Okay. My spirit guides did clarify, okay, and I had a little bit of conflicting information, guys, and I literally had to go back and forth to make sure I tell you all the right information, because April Bailey had another situation going. So I had to make sure that I specified the person who was responsible for killing her, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you about her other situation in just a minute, but my spirit guides tell me that April Bailey's husband killed her. Okay? Also, like I just told you, the story that was given to authorities, to police, is false. It is fake. It's fraudulent. Okay, the details that was given about the day of her disappearance is completely inaccurate. Um, my spirit guides, my spirit guides do tell me that April Bailey's husband, he was under the influence heavily of drugs and alcohol when he killed April. Also, April Bailey's body was disposed of after she was murdered as well. My spirit guides specifically tell me that she was disposed of in the river. This is the river in New Hampshire, where they reside. Okay. Um, Hold on just a minute, guys. Let me flip these cards back around. Okay, so like I said, the husband is said to have been on, he was very, very intoxicated when this took place. There was another altercation that happened as well leading up to this that he was angry about, and I'm pretty sure that drugs and alcohol didn't make it any better. Okay, so my spirit guides tell me that April Bailey's body, like I said, was disposed of after she was murdered, and she was disposed of in the river. Okay, my spirit guides also tell me that April Bailey was stabbed specifically in the heart. There was as well as in the back, okay, because I just got backstabber message as well. So I believe she has more than one stab wound, but when I asked about it, my spirit guide specifically told me heart, but I just got the backstabber card, so I feel like she was probably stabbed in the back as well. And these were the fatal wounds that killed her. My spirit guides also tell me that April was raped. She was raped um, before she was killed. Okay, she ultimately lost her life because of the stab wound. But y'all, oh, I am like 100% sure that all of this message is absolutely correct. It's really driving me because, like I said, she had some other things going on, and y'all, is so extra because it really conflicts the people. Okay, and pulling my cards, I'm getting also other information, but I'm just going to go with the reading and then we're going to go through the cards. Okay, so like I said, not only was her body was disposed of in the river, she was stabbed multiple times, which is what ultimately killed her. My spirit guides tell me that she was taken advantage of sexually as well. She was raped specifically. And this was before she was stabbed. Okay. My spirit guides do tell me that April Bailey and her, what I believe to be her husband, were fighting at the time when she was stabbed. Okay. Um, Also, the my spirit guides tell me that the husband waited until nighttime to dispose of her body on the day that she was killed. Okay, so when this happened to her, it was earlier in the day, but he specifically waited till nighttime to dispose of her body. Okay. So my spirit guides tell me that April's children were not at home at the time when this tragically happened to her. Because like I said in the beginning, when I gave you all the overall description, she has 3 children. I'm not sure if she has custody of her children or if her children even lives with her. But for whatever reason, they were not at home at the time. Um, and this may have been a school day, so they may have been at school or on their way home from school or something, maybe. But she may, her kids may have resided elsewhere. Okay? But they were not there when this tragically happened to April. My spirit guides tell me that um, April Bailey's husband raped her before he stabbed her. Okay, look, y'all. Let me just stop right here, real quick, okay? Because it's really driving me. Okay, April had somebody that she was in a serious committed relationship. Okay, I kept getting back and forth conflicting information about him, like as far as what the entire story as to what happened to her. Everything is accurate. Okay, I've double checked and double checked again. The problem we have here is there's somebody that she was seeing on the regular. Okay, whether this was a long time steady boyfriend or he was a husband. I keep getting conflicting answers when saying husband or boyfriend. When it gets to the point, so I'm not sure if I would have to ask my spirit guides really quick or whatever, but I keep getting conflicting informations on the one in particular person that she was in a serious relationship with. 1 minute I'm told boyfriend, the next minute I'm told husband. Now the problem I have with this is the reason why what happened to her happened is because she was caught cheating on that individual with another guy. Okay? So, from the moment of everything that happened to her, I needed to determine whether it was the guy that she was cheating with that killed her, or was it the guy that she was in a long term relationship with her that killed her. And it made it harder for me because when I got any type of information on the guy that she cheated with, I'm thinking, one that she would be in a serious committed relationship would be husband, and the guy that she cheated with would be boyfriend. But he wasn't. It wasn't like that. Like they were friends with benefits. Okay, so it wasn't really like he was a boyfriend, but so you get what I'm saying? But when it came to the guy that she's seen on the regular, I get boyfriend 1 minute and I get husband 1 minute. Okay? So when I make reference to this guy that she cheated with, I'm just going to say the guy that she cheated with. Okay? Everything else is pertaining to the person that she was in a, I guess, long term relationship, if you will, committed relationship, if you will. Um, Okay, so my spirit guides tell me that on the day that Bailey, or excuse me, I keep wanting to call her baby, Bailey, her name is April Bailey. Okay, on the day that she was killed, my spirit guides tell me that she was raped before she was stabbed to death. Okay, okay, now my spirit guides tell me that April was killed because the person that she was in the long term relationship came home and caught her cheating with this individual. Now, one of the individual that she was in a longer commitment with is a Caucasian man. He's a white man. The guy that she got caught cheating with is a black guy. Okay? And so there was a major conflict, okay, if you will, around there. Getting caught cheating, um, and and then drug use, and tempers flying and all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that for you all, because there's some places where I said boyfriend because that's what came through from my spirit guides, and there's other places where I said husband because that's what came through from my spirit guides. And then when I'm making reference to the side piece, I just say guy that she cheated with. So I wanted to make sure that I specified that for you all, to let you know that there are multiple parties who was involved with this woman and things. But when it comes down to her disappearance, when it comes down to her who killed her, it's going to be specifically one person. Excuse me. Okay, so my spirit guides tell me that April's body is still in the river at this time, in New Hampshire. So she is still where she comes from, or where she resided at, where she lived at the time, and she is still currently in the river. Okay? My spirit guides tell me that this friend with benefit, like I told you, the guy that she was cheating with was a black African American guy. Okay? This is the guy that she was seeing at the time. Um, he's said to be like a friend with benefits, so I think like they would hook up, and he gave her money or whatever else she may have asked for or wanted or needed. That's usually where the benefits part come in, with friends with benefits type of thing. um okay, my spirit guides tell me now the person that she was in the committed relationship with, he came home, okay, and he caught April and the guy that she was cheating with having sex. Okay, that is the situation, the altercation that took place, that stirred up this big mess, that ended up turning into this spiral of events that happened. Okay, now my spirit guides, like I told you, April was reported missing on January the 15th of 2020. My spirit guides tell me that April was killed on January the 14th of 2020. So she was not reported missing to that next day. That's how I know. Actually, I know for more than one reason, through clarification from my spirit guides, that the story that was given to the authorities was completely fabricated lie. Okay. And it's really quite interesting that the apartments didn't have some type of surveillance cameras or something where she could have been spotted or seen. That way they could have said, okay, we see her on camera. She's walking to the dumpster with her trash. Oh, hey, she stopped to talk to somebody, or we just seen her dip off into somebody's apartment, or we just seen her get in a car. Something, but obviously not. But my spirit guide specifically told me that she was actually, in fact, murdered on January the 14th of 2020, and she was not reported missing until January the 15th of 2020, which was the next day. It did not specify in the article who she was reported as missing by. I I assumed that she was reported missing by this, long-term lover that she had, whether he is a long-time boyfriend or he is a husband. Because, like I said, I keep getting, I just be real with you all, okay? When I get conflicting information, I tell you all straight up, um, because, he's coming through as both boyfriend and husband. And, so just so y'all know, it could be either or, okay? Okay, guys. So my spirit guides tell me that April's body is north of New Hampshire River, okay? Her body is specifically north of the river. Also, my spirit guides tell me that it takes 15 minutes from April's apartment to where she was dumped. So if authorities started from April's apartment and drove north of the river, however the river go from her apartment, they will find the specific location where she was dumped. And my spirit guides are telling me it takes exactly 15 minutes from her apartment to where she was dumped. My spirit guides also tell me that April Bailey's body is near a bridge as well. So what? Like I said, it takes 15 minutes from her house to the area north of the river that she was dumped in, but that area should where she is should be near or right by a bridge. Um, my spirit guides do tell me that April's body, a bare body, okay, was thrown in the river. And the reason why I asked this is because I wanted to know, was she in something like like a duffel bag or a suitcase or trash bags? Was she put in something and then thrown in the river? But my spirit guides tell me that her bare body was thrown in the river. So she wasn't inside of anything. However, my spirit guides also tell me that her body is weighed down by something. So I don't know if something was maybe tied around her waist or tied around her ankle or something like that. I would have to specifically ask to get a clarification on that, matter of factly. But my spirit guides is telling me that she is currently still in the water. She is currently still submerged underwater, and it is because she is weighed down by something. Because I wondered, why, if her bare body was thrown in the river, how come she hadn't floated up to the top yet? Because usually once the body fills up with air and or water, it will become bloated and it will float to the top. But she's being weighed down by something or stuck on something or something underwater, and it's preventing her body from resurfacing to the top, okay? um and like I said, this is the reason why she hasn't resurfaced at this time. My spirit guides tell me, my spirit guides also tell me that April Bailey's husband has a drug addiction. This is the person, whether he's actually the boyfriend, long-term boyfriend, or he's actually the husband. Like I said, my spirit guides tell me that he has a severe drug addiction, and he also loses his temper, loses his anger. I mean, has anger issues severely. Okay, so a guy who gets high, and has anger issues. He comes home and catches his, girlfriend, wife, whatever, yeah, cheating in the next room with a black guy. He ain't gonna be too happy about it. So my spirit guides do tell me, that he definitely has some anger issues. He has some drug addiction issues as well. Um, Also, my spirit guides tell me that um, the murder weapon that was used to kill April was thrown in the trash. So it's likely for it to be recovered at this point in time because it's been a while now. But the murder weapon was thrown away. My spirit guides also tell me that the person that April's husband, the person that she was in a long-term relationship with, because I believe they lived together. My spirit guides are telling me that he moved after the murder, after, you know, he had reported her missing. So he has taken off somewhere. Um, Also, April's husband and the guy she was cheating with had a fight. So, my spirit guides tell me that on the day that, you know, they were caught cheating, the two guys actually got into a brawl. I was very curious at this point, and I'm like, dang, well, did he kill both of them? And, you know, nobody knows that, you know, he was murdered. Is he missing also or something? But my spirit guides tell me that he did not kill the guy, but they had a really, you know, pretty bad knockout, drag out fight over the fact of him coming home and, you know, his wife cheating. Okay? And my spirit guides also tell me that the day that the husband killed April, he was getting high all that day. Okay? Yeah, my spirit guides tell me that he was in fact getting high all that day, which kind of, you know, fueled his anger that he had about the situation that was going on. Um, and so he ended up, you know, sexually assaulting her. And I really kind of feel like the rape happened. Um, like in this manly type of thing to like prove his point, like, you know, you're mine type of thing. So he raped her, you know, you know, this you know, macho man, you're mine type of thing, raped her, and he snapped, you know, just like that show Snapped. He snapped, and, you know, he ended up stabbing her. He was so pissed off about it, but he was like ridiculously, like, stupid high when this went on. Um, okay, guys, that concludes the reading for April Bailey. I would like to say for any authorities who are looking into this case, I would definitely say that it would be a very good idea to interview the guy that she was cheating with, as well as the husband, the person that she was actually in a relationship with and lived with. And I believe that's the individual who reported her missing, because upon pulling cards, I got some further information which leads me to believe that April didn't have family in her life. I don't know if growing up she was a foster child or she was actually an orphan, but from what I see, she didn't have close connections with any other family. You know, a lot of times with a lot of these, you know, missing persons, they'll be like, oh, the mother reported them missing, or the father reported them missing, or a sibling, or, you know, somebody close to them that's like really, really family. And although it didn't specify in the article, this person she was like in a relationship with, I believe, is whom reported her as missing. But from an authority's point of view, like, yeah, like I feel like everybody that was involved with her, you know, because the situation with her messing around with somebody else plays a factor, and, you know, everything that took place thereafter, from the moment that they got caught cheating together, to the two guys having the fight, to getting high all day, and, you know, this whole thing taking place where April unfortunately ended up having her life taken away from her. And, you know, um, it's not okay with me. I just don't feel like it's okay to take anybody's life, regardless of the situation. The easiest thing you can do is leave. You understand me? There are billions of people in the freaking world. Like, just stop it. Like, it's not okay for you to take somebody else's life just because you feel in some type of way. You understand? So, yeah. But we're going to get into these spirit messages here. Let me just get a drink of water, guys. Okay. So the first message I have here is family crime mob. So what this tells me that there's somebody, either the person that she was in a serious committed relationship with, or her family, or something, like, obviously they have gotten into some trouble with the law before, committed some crimes before, or something like that, because that's basically what this means when this comes up. Okay, next we have drug addiction here. Okay, so like I told you, April had a history of substance abuse, as well as the guy that she was in a serious committed relationship with, as well as the guy that, the friends with benefits guy. So, they partook in getting high quite often. So, which played a big factor in the situation with what happened to her on that day. Next here I have living life on the edge. Okay, so I just kind of feel like April became bored with her life or the relationship, or whatever, and she started messing around with this guy. I can't really say for sure if this is something she did often, because she just liked to, or whatever, but I also get the feeling that they were tight on money, like, and different things like that. And considering the fact that this is a friend with benefits, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he was giving her a little bit of something that she needed, whether it been money or, you know, getting high for free or more drugs or what have you. But he came through as a friend with benefits. Those benefits are something. Next, I have injury. This clearly lets me know that, just like I explained to you all, April was the one who was injured in this situation. Yeah, somebody just snapped. Like this, I mean, everybody just kind of snapped. But in the end of it all, April was the one who ended up losing her life, because of this situation. So, very horrific chain of events that has taken place. The next card we have here is toxic family members. Okay, so I feel like this is pertaining to the husband, the person that she was in the long-term relationship with. He was very toxic, especially when he was under the influence of drugs. He had anger management issues, and yeah, it didn't take much for him to, snap, crack, and pop. Okay. The next message I have here is snapped. He literally snapped that day, okay? He was getting high all day long, and yeah, he just like kind of lost it. He totally wigged out. He jumped up, he grabbed April, he forcibly raped her to, show her who's boss, you belong to me, and then he killed her. And it was like really almost like a knee-jerk reaction, if you ask me, but he was like totally under the influence. He was just like, almost like blacked out type of rage while you're high type of thing. And that's like what happened that day. Next here we have family secrets. So of course they obviously had some type of family secrets, about maybe their drug use or abuse, and different things that was going on in their home that played a factor. Like I said, my spirit guides let me know, because the top card I have over here is money. So I feel like her messing around with this other guy was to get more money. They were low on funds. She had 3 kids. They were pretty strapped for cash. They felt, was feeling this lack, but at the same time, they had this addiction and different things like that. And, shit just kind of hit the fan when he realized that, she was cheating. And what do we have here? None other than jealousy. This is the reason why he snapped. This is the reason why he killed her. And it did not help that he was getting high. Okay? That is what really made him, triggered him to like completely wig out and take her life. He had the drug addiction. Okay? You have the drug addiction here, which caused him to be a toxic family member. Okay? He was jealous. So he snapped. And then we have a narc need help. He was a narcissist, guys. He was a narcissist. A narcissist getting high, okay, while they're mad. Yeah, not good at all. Not good. And that's like literally what happened. The reason why April, tragically had to lose her life. And I don't, it's sad because I don't think it's anything that she could have said or could have done that could have stopped him in his tracks from doing what he did to her. Next here we have conflicts, confusion, and competition. Okay, we already know what the conflict was. The fact that he caught April and this other guy cheating, and I'm pretty sure, he probably was highly pissed off that she was cheating with a black guy as well. So there was confusion about the issue, over the issue, and then the competition was between him and another man. The man that she was in a commitment with, and the other guy that was just a friend with benefit. It wasn't like she was trying to have a serious committed relationship with them, but they were strapped for cash. He was just a friend. It was what it was. He offered her some kind of benefits, whatever, and they just kind of got caught up and things just kind of went wrong. Next, we have sacrifice here. So, I did ask my spirit guides specifically, was she purposely a blood sacrifice? This was not something that was premeditated, that was planned or anything. Ultimately, though, her life was sacrificed because her life was taken away from her. So she was indeed a blood sacrifice, but it wasn't a sacrifice on a level where this was premeditated and pre-planned, and for money, because of individuals tied to other sinister things, type thing like that. Okay. Next here I have. I have never had family or friends and always had to stand alone, orphan on my own. This is why I told you that I don't believe that she really had any close friends. She didn't have any close family or anything. She just had this guy that she was in this long-term relationship with. To be quite honest, I feel like she was quite bored. It and so she met this other person that took a liking to her. To be quite honest, that was willing to trick off on her a little bit. And so that's what they were doing. She was doing her grown woman thing, and yeah, I got caught up, and it ended tragically. So next we have here, somebody is chained to the devil. Okay, so yeah, when you mix in drug addictions with jealousy and anger management issues, and you are a narcissist and you end up snapping, all of these things, and you would rape your own woman just to be brutal to her, almost like a punishment, like how dare be with somebody else, let me show you who you belong to, type of thing. Yeah, you're chained to the devil, bro. And so, next here I have never had real love. So, I mean, like I said, she was kind of bored with the situation, but they had been together for a while and things, and they was comfortable in the situation. But with that card coming up, lets me further know that she didn't even feel loved within that commitment with that guy, which is ultimately why she probably, also it was easy for her to just be with somebody else. Even if and I don't feel like it was on a level like, we really trying to be together. I'm going to one day leave and be with you, type of thing. He was strictly, just a friend with benefits or whatever. And, things just kind of went wrong in this situation. Okay, next here we have rape. So I told you all at some point in time in this situation, after getting high all day long, and wigging out, snapping, she was raped by this individual. Okay, Then I have bad vibes all around. So, you know, if you're getting totally wasted all day long, you're angry because, you know, your old lady cheated on you. You actually caught them in the act. You just had this fight with this guy. You know, you're feeling intimidated and all these other kind of things. You're jealous because of the situation. On top of the fact that you got anger management issues because you're a narcissist, and you just end up I mean, yeah, it was bad vibes all around that apartment. Okay, something was bound to happen. Like, I feel like if he hadn't have killed her, it would have been like a domestic violence situation where he, like, you know, beat her up or something like that. Next I have here betrayal. And if you look at this, you see how, if you all can see that, how I have the knife that's on there. I found this very interesting. This card here says betrayal, disloyalty, manipulator, liar, bad juju, deceiver, two-faced, backstabber. I told you she was stabbed in the back. And there I have this knife on here and this blood is dripping from it. It was just so eerie when this came out because she was stabbed in her back as well as in her chest, in her heart. My spirit guys came through and said so. It was a very toxic situation, okay? Very toxic relationship, even, if you will, that was going on pertaining to their situation. Next here I have midnight. My spirit guides are telling me that this came out because this is when he left the house with her body to go and dispose of her. It was at midnight. He waited till it was really late. Most people were in the house, in bed, asleep. It was really dark out. He left out at midnight to go and dispose of her body. Okay? Next, I have lightning strike here. This situation happened so fast. This was like a sudden attack. You know, this sudden change. It was just, you know, just like the lightning strike. It's just flash all of a sudden. Like he snapped all of a sudden. He just wigged out all of a sudden. And yeah, you know, and when he did that, he, like, that's why I said he just grabbed her and he brutally, forcibly, like, raped her, and then, you know, he stabbed her. And that was it. Crazy situation, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy situation. So I pulled some, the Hidden Truth Oracle, as well as I pulled from my Murder Mystery deck as well, just to get some further clarification, some further information. We have a couple of more spirit messages here. So we have sex. Okay. Clearly, this person, you know, you know, with this coming out, I just kind of feel like, you know, he felt really intimidated by this other guy, you know, and it was almost like wanting to prove himself. Like, I feel like, you know, like if you have a bad day and you're upset or something, and say like drinking beer is your thing, you're going to open you up a cold one and you might have, you know, a few of them by the end of the night or some type of thing. So I believe he used the alcohol and the drugs like all day, trying to, you know, numb whatever he was feeling about the situation. And then, you know, that just kind of turned into rage. Like the higher he got, it just kind of turned into freaking rage. And yeah, he just ended up forcing himself upon her, raping her. Okay. Next we have here, you can't trust anybody, or you can't trust nobody. Okay, so obviously this is somebody that April felt like she could trust. You know, even with the situation at hand or whatever, she felt like this is somebody that she could trust, that, you know, wouldn't harm her in this way, even if, you know, he was mad or whatever. Next, I have fake family. So this lets me know that this may be the reason why he was coming up as boyfriend slash husband. Maybe he's not her real husband, but he was a longtime boyfriend. Because fake family, when fake family comes out, this is somebody who, you know, that's close to you, like family, or like family, but they may not actually be related to you. Okay. And I believe that's why Spirit kept going back and forth, because I kid you not, just talking about the same person now, not even the other guy. I would get boyfriend, and then spirit would say husband, and then I would get husband, and then the spirit would say boyfriend, and this would be the same individual, and I'm like, okay, hold on. So I had to like really clarify who spirit was talking about. Next, I have ultimate betrayal. So clearly, she was ultimately betrayed. He just had his way with her, and he killed her, and just threw away, disposed of her like it was nothing. So really jacked up situation, guys. Then we have the backstabber's card here. I told you all she was stabbed in the back. We have seen several different things with the fact that she was being stabbed in the back. I actually even think that that's how he raped her, because it was like so sudden. I feel so sudden, like all of a sudden, like he was just getting high. He probably was moping around bitching the whole time he was getting high the whole day, and then all of a sudden he was just super enraged. He grabbed her, snatched her around, and like pulled out his stuff and just like literally started going in on her. And then, by the time he climaxed, he stabbed her. And that was it. That was all she wrote. And that's like literally what I'm seeing. And it's like, crazy. Last but not least, this extra message flew out like when I was done pulling those cards. It says friends with benefits. So this is pertaining to the other guy that she was cheating with or whatever. He was just a friend with benefits or whatever, and they just kind of got caught up. And I don't feel like it was really supposed to go like that. Of course, of course not. But especially when you're with somebody else, whether you're happy or not, you just kind of don't want that to happen, because there will most definitely be some kind of tension or whatever. But the guy that she was cheating with, like I said, he was just a friend with the benefit. I believe they had done it before. And I feel like this lack with April and the person that she was in a long-term relationship with, I'm not certain if it's because she had the kids to take care of as well, on top of their addictions and things. But I just kind of feel like they was like really strapped for money. They really didn't have a lot of money like that. So, messing around with this other guy that, would give her money or whatever. I specifically asked, I believe, was she a prostitute? So it wasn't really like that she came through like that, like she was a prostitute, like, this is what she's about, this is what she do all the time, this is how she make her money type of thing. It didn't come through like that. This was a guy that, they befriended each other, they were cool with each other, from hanging out and being cool, and being friends, turned to them having sex. And he give her something, financial wise or whatever she asked for or needed, and that was like literally their situation. But this literally happened because they got caught up. Okay, so I'm going to start with the murder mystery oracle cards here. We have suspect lives near the scene of the crime. Okay, so clearly, like I told you all, well, we know the guy that she was cheating with does not live in the apartment complex. Okay, he doesn't live there. But Spirit is coming through and saying that the suspect that it lives near the scene of the crime. So I do feel like this is still pertaining to the person who actually killed her, and this would be the individual that she was in the longer commitment with. Okay. But it makes you kind of wonder, though. It makes you kind of wonder, because the next message I have here is killer is a predator who tracks a specific type of victim. Okay? So, that's like very interesting. Those two cards there, that's very interesting. And that's the reason why I say, but like even the information that I've given you all, I don't really think that law enforcement has looked into, her main boyfriend that she had, or anybody else that she was messing with on the side. considering the fact that she was just leaving out of the house to supposedly go and empty the trash or whatever, all of her belongings would have been back at the house, her purse, her phone, and things like that. And I just feel like surely if the authorities got their hands on that, then they probably could see, find maybe um, where they, her and the other guy, had spoke to each other or something like that. However, they need to find out who that guy was, so they can talk to them, because I feel like they're both related to this case and everything that took place surrounding Amy's death. But those two cards there are very interesting. The next card I have here is that the killer sustained a wound during the murder. So while April was being killed, the person who killed her was hurt. Okay, and more often than not, when people stab people, like it probably sounds very simple, like I'm gonna stab you, but it actually takes a lot to drive a knife all the way through somebody's flesh down to the bone. You understand what I'm saying? And it would take a lot of force to do so. And I believe this person ended up cutting themselves, because you see the, hold on, let me show you. You see the hands on here, and you see like how it's like blood dripping. I believe the killer hurt himself while he was killing April. Okay, this card here is very interesting. You see the guy, and he's got all the knives in the back. I told you she was stabbed in the back, but Spirit tells me she was stabbed in the heart as well. This card says lies, deceptions, and a potential cover up. So, of course, there was lies and deceptions about what actually happened on that day. She was not taking out trash and walking to no dumpster. Or nothing like that. She was killed the day before. Okay, so there was a total fabricated story that was given to the police officers, and there most definitely was a cover up. Why? Because she was murdered, and so of course they wasn't going to tell the police that, oh yeah, I was high, I murdered her, I whipped out, I snapped, I murdered her, so clearly there was a cover up. And what did I tell you all? This card say drugs may be an important factor in this case. They had drug addictions, guys. They was hiding Coda Brown up in there. And this is what caused that man to snap. He completely wigged out. He was overwhelmed with jealousy, and it's already bad enough. He has anger management issues. He's a narcissist, and everything mixed all in one, on top of the drug addictions here. He totally snapped. He totally snapped, and he lost his mind for a time, oh Lord. And he just wigged out. Okay? So I pulled some Hidden Truth Oracle cards as well, and they are as follows. The first one I have here is, I left when I saw you with someone. Didn't I tell you she was in a situation where she was cheating and things like that? So one of them left. I believe, because like I said, the guy that she was in a relationship with longer, he came back to the house and he caught her and the black guy together. And this card says, I left when I saw you with someone. And so, he may have left for a while, pissed off because, he seen them, doing their thing with each other or whatever. Although Spirit did say they got into a fight. So maybe he left after the fight or whatever. The next message here, it says, I am afraid to contact you. So I feel like the killer is being haunted at this time by Amy's spirit. And so this could just mean like, he's being haunted by her. He's scared to even, maybe pray about the situation or call upon her or think about her. You know how you have somebody that's close to you and they pass away, and you find yourself speaking out loud to them or thinking about them, or some people be able to feel other people's presence around. This person is kind of boggled with guilt around the fact of what they did to her. Okay, So much so that they're afraid to contact that person, even spiritually, just to say that person's name, or to think, you know, about their situation or their relationship or what took place. The next card I have here says, I don't react when people mention you. So this is pertaining to the killer as well. So I feel like the killer, probably have people around him that, asks him about Amy and different things. But this person has this cold, I just see him with this cold blank stare, and he just don't even react, you know which is like a dead giveaway. Like, that's worse than you saying anything. Like, that tells so much without you saying anything at all. You know, understand what I'm saying? Because if you're talking about someone that a person cares about and loves or whatever, then of course you would have a certain reaction when this person's name is brung up, and but this is saying this person here have literally tried to block it out. Why? Because they're already being haunted. They're already having problems with even thinking about this person, with even bringing up this person's name. So when this person is around other people that may, bring, hey, have you heard anything about Amy yet? Have they found her or anything like that, or anything like, what do you think happened to Amy? That type of stuff, how people do when they're holding conversation with you when these type of things happen. And this person is saying, I don't react when people mention you. So this person is really being haunted by Amy, and they're probably on the verge of a break and just can't even deal with what they done. Um, the next card I have here is, so many things remind me of you. Like I said, this person actually feels very remorseful. Like, once they came down off their high and thought about, oh my God, what have I done, type of thing, they were very remorseful. I believe this person actually really cared about her. Like, they may have had whatever problems in their relationship, but I kind of feel like this person cared about her. But with the drug addictions, with the alcoholism, with the anger management issues, with this person being a toxic individual, them being severely jealous, them being narcissistic, and bottled with these family secrets and things like that, or whatever, this person snapped, okay, and just like totally wigged out. Okay, next, guys, I have here, you don't know how hard it was to let you go. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So I'm telling you, the killer is having a really hard time coping, with what happened, with what they've done. This person actually misses this person. This person actually, thinks about this person quite often, but find it very hard to even speak about this person, or even, think about this person. And especially if other people bring this individual's name up, they like are really in their feelings and feel some type of way. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck for this is, additional evidence at the scene may be discovered. Now, I told you all, the person that she was in a relationship with, the person that done this, moved not long after April was reported as missing, which she is actually really dead. But with these cards, Spirit is saying that, there's some type of evidence in that old apartment in which they lived in, that, maybe hasn't been found. You know, and it's really quite interesting that that person was like all too eager in a haste to hurry up and leave and move from there, not long after, she's been missing. This is just 2021, and she went missing, and you jump up and move right after that. That's like a red flag for me, because if it was a situation where she was really missing, you understand what I'm saying? What if she came back home? you know, if it was a situation, um, like she had left on her own or something, or wandered off or whatever, if she came back home, you're not even there. But see, that's not the situation. But I'm just saying. If you've got somebody that's missing, and you report them missing one day and the next you're gone, like, it looks highly suspicious. You probably he had to hurry up and get out of that apartment because that's where he killed her. And it was reminding him of that, and it was haunting him even more. So he fast, quick, in a hurry got the hell up out of there, okay? Okay, with this card here, this is the death card. Okay, so this clearly is self-explanatory. This lets you know that April Bailey is no longer with us. She is deceased. Um, I don't really feel like her soul is at rest right now. You see how she's like all tangled up? Can y'all see that? Let me bring it back some. You see how she's all tangled up by these branches or these stems or something? I feel like, and then all around her is like this bluish, purplish type of color and things. I feel like this is how she is underwater right now. Something is like some type of vines or something that she's tangled in or something that's keeping her from floating to the surface. But this literally looks like a decomposing body underwater. Um, and you see the vines are wrapped all around her arms, around her neck, and everything there. It's keeping her stuck down there. So I really kind of hope that they can get a search and rescue team to go out and find her, because I mean, nobody deserves to die this way, and surely she deserves to have a proper burial or something. And it's just really tragic and sad that I couldn't find any other information with her, her family or anything, or saying, or oh, we miss her, we love her, and we want to know where she's at, please come home, anything like that. Okay, guys, next message here is transformation. Um, this is really almost like the death and the rebirth card. In the traditional tarot deck, the death card talks about a death of the old, a rebirth of the new. It talks about transformations and things like that, or whatever. So I found it quite interesting that this came out right after the death card from this other deck of mine. But this card says the fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation that's happening for you, or that has happened for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. So this death was very horrific. It caused this death and some sort of rebirth, a transformation. When speaking in the terms of spirit and different things, this may have been, you know, what was written, you know, when the Most High was ready for her to go, because, they had these addictions, they had these struggles, and they were living life on the edge anyway. And as horrific and awful as this is, because like I said, it's never okay for somebody to take somebody else's life, because that's what you want to do. That's how you're feeling about it, or whatever. But if you believe in a power higher than yourself, you'll know. I mean, it's sad to say, especially when you're thinking about a loved one or somebody that you care about or something like that. But each and every last one of us are going to have our day that we are going to leave this place, okay? Our flesh will die here, and those of us whose souls are still intact, we will ascend to a higher place. We're not from here, okay? We are visiting, and we're not meant to stay here forever. And some individuals die a lot sooner than others, but a lot of things are predestined, and so with the death and the transformation here, I do feel like this after this death, this transformation did happen. You see how this clearly tells you the state that her physical body is still in. it looks like this person is this looks like a decomposing body underwater that's all tangled and tied up with vines and lines and things that's holding them down, that's weighing them down underwater. Here with the transformation, you can clearly see the rebirth has taken place. You see the sunlight in the background, and this is what happens with rebirths. Okay, so I feel like she hasn't made it to the light as far as her soul goal, and she has crossed successfully, but with this death and this transformation being here, and knowing the fact that she's not physically here on earth anymore, or in this realm anymore, as far as living in well or whatever, I do feel like, her soul has already ascended. I feel like she, this transformation and rebirth process has already taken place for her. And this was just such a horrific event as to what happened to her and how it happened. But with seeing these two cards back to back, it makes you almost wonder if, this is what was written for this person's life. How things were going to go for them in this lifetime. Next, here we have potion. Okay, it says, remember to practice self-love. I just kind of, with this card, I just kind of feel like April was her own person. She wasn't necessarily what anybody else wanted her to be, type of thing. She was her own person. But I don't really feel like she always did things to love herself or to practice self-love, trying her best to be what others wanted her to be, and trying her best to I guess you can say survive, just make it best she can, even when things were hard, things were tight, morning was short, and all these things or whatever. She did what she had to do to survive, but at the same time, I feel like she was her own person. Okay, and so in terms of speaking of a potion, her way of living, her way of being, her way of maintaining and doing what she has to do to survive was her potion, and how she can make things happen. And, it just kind of ended tragically, which is just horrific, to say the least. Next, we have the Page of Michael here with the Archangel from the Archangel deck, okay? It says truthful, perceptive, analytical, blunt, an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contacts or documents very thoroughly. Contracts, actually. It says review contracts or documents very thoroughly. So I feel like this was more of a personal message than something for pertaining to April. This is really just spirit coming through, saying that I've given you all truthful, factual information. I gave you all a clear perspective on the situation that took place and what happened and everything, guys. This is a very tragic situation, but at the same time, my spirit guides are telling me, the Most High is actually telling me that the Most High is telling me that it was ready for April at the time. This is the reason why when I see death and transformation, like there's a death, there's an ending to something. There has to be an ending to something for a new beginning to exist. And as horrific and tragic as it was, I'm glad to do this, because for anybody who needed closure, who was just left with that absent thought, oh my gosh, what happened exactly? Or even the people who are working on this case, to be able to link and find the people that you need to have interviews with and do further investigations with. those two people specifically, because they are the main factors in this situation. I'm happy to do that, but at the same time, being a spiritual being, being a light worker, I feel like this is what was written for her, and the Most High was ready for her when this happened. And it may sound awful or tragic, but I feel like it is tragic, because anytime there's any pain or suffering, or anything of any one of us here on earth, it feels very tragic. But the fact of the matter is we're not going to be here forever, and everybody's story is going to end differently. You understand me? But there are certain things that are predestined. You understand what I'm saying? Which means things that you may not be aware of and things that you may not know are destined to happen at specific times. And when it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. And my spirit guides, the Most High, is letting me know that as tragic as this situation, the Most High was ready for her when this situation occurred. Okay, so you all, that concludes the reading for April Jean Bailey. I do hope this gave further clarification for someone who needed further clarification, for someone who needed closure. I am sending much love, peace, and love and light to April Jean Bailey, and I was not able to find like any family members, but with the other cards I got, I literally feel like this girl was on her own, like literally didn't have anybody, like, and unless she was in relations with somebody, like as for some type of relationship, she had no one. But I'm just gonna say, for the sake of saying that, I send my condolences to the family. If she do have any family or friends out there that did care about her, that did love her, I'm sending those condolences to you all as well. I'm sending you all peace, love, and light as well. I do hope this helps clarify the situation. I hope this helps the investigators to find the people that they need to speak to, who are linked to this case, and those who are responsible to what happened to her. And I do hope that I was able to give you enough information to locate her body and find her as well. And I actually end up seeing that it was card on the bottom, yep, of my fairy deck, lost and found here. So it is possible that she can be found. And look, if you look at this fairy here, can y'all see that? The light is kind of messed up. If you look at this fairy here, this is the fairy that's here, and you see her wings and stuff. She's like bent down, and she's twirling around this water here. She's in the water. If they cared enough to find her, and can afford to get a search and rescue team out there, or some divers, they will find her. I'm telling you. They will find her. Because she's like this. She's like this right now, guys. She's underwater. Decomposing body. But you see all these lines, these twigs and things, they're tied around her. This is why she can't float to the top. So I hope this helped you all. I thank you, each and every one of you, for listening, for watching. And please like, share, and subscribe if you all will. If any of you have any missing mysteries, any murder mystery ideas, or any topics that you would like for me to speak about, that you would like for me to do a reading on, I would be more than glad to. You can email me at tiffanyziegler60@gmail.com. If anyone would like to donate to the channel, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I thank you with every fiber of my being, and it would be used wisely and put forth towards building this channel, and just making it bigger and better, and in ways that I can heal and help as many people as I possibly can. So I thank you in advance if anybody do decide you would like to donate. So, as I always tell you guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, guys. Okay? And without any further ado, we are going to end this reading for tonight. I am tired. Um, this took a lot of energy out of me. Y'all make sure you watch your surroundings, watch the company you keep, watch the company that's around your children. This is a wicked, wicked world that we live in, guys. Like I always tell you all, there is evil and wickedness that is lurking around every corner. And the fact of the matter is, you don't know when it's going to be your last day here on earth. But there's no need in fearing death. You just need to stay awake. You need to stay aware. You need to stay vigilant and you need to stay prepared. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Okay? So, until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste.